One of the things that I do is that I review my to-do list every night so it prepares me for the next day. I always know, okay, here's what I'm going to get started on the next morning. I never start a morning and go, I wonder what I should do for today. No, never, ever. I always know what I'm going to do the very next day. Welcome to Inspiration Rising. My name is David Trotter, and I'm a business growth consultant. I'm passionate about helping business owners, just like you, rise above your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals, all without the paralyzing overwhelm, feeling all alone, or wondering what the heck to do next. I'm a former pastor and a serial entrepreneur who's passionate about personal growth because that's what's helped me cultivate peace in my life and empowered me to love my amazing wife, Laura, of 26 years, and our 2 almost grown kids. So if you're all about business, personal growth, and peace in your life, you're in the right place. I'm super glad that you're here. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Inspiration Rising. It is great to have you with me. Now, people often ask me how much I get done in a day. They go, Dave, how do you get all these things done every single day, every week, every month, every year? How do you just create all these things that you do, whether it's in business or films or books or projects or events, all of these things? And I'll tell you, when people first started asking me this, maybe, 15 years ago, I'm like, I just thought it was normal. I just thought what I did was what you're supposed to do with your time. You maximize it. Then I started realizing, maybe productivity or getting things done happened to be a superpower that I had. Something that maybe I had naturally, but I have worked on it quite a bit. And I use tips and techniques and I pick up things along the way. Frankly, I look at other people that are way more productive than I am, and I think, I'm just, I'm kind of average, below average. I don't know. Okay, we don't need to compare here, all right? That's a game that's not going to help anybody, especially me. But I thought, you know what? Let me go ahead and share with you some very quick tips that have empowered me to be more productive on a daily basis. And these are some tips of things that I'm doing right now. They change over time, but they have definitely helped me to be more productive and get more things done. And so if these are helpful for you, maybe write them down, maybe integrate them into your life, and perhaps pass them on to somebody else. Tell people to listen to this episode on Inspiration Rising. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, hey, let's start with number 1. I take a brisk walk for 45 minutes before working. And that has been the case for the last 3 months or so. My wife, Laura, and I, during the pandemic, started this, as you might have heard on the podcast, 75 Hard. It is a mental toughness challenge. Frankly, that's what it is. And what they ask you to do is 2 45-minute workouts per day, and one of them is outside. So I began getting up every morning and taking a very brisk walk, anywhere between a 15 and 16-minute per mile pace every morning before work. And now, I think maybe in the last 3 months, I've not done it maybe 2 times, and I can tell the difference. Right? My mind is just alert and awake, and my body's moving and grooving. And I get that 45-minute walk in, and I'm out in nature. I walk down the street. We have this nature preserve about, a mile from our house. And I walk down there and walk the trails, and then I walk back home. And it's a beautiful experience. So that might be one of the things that you want to try, is some sort of exercise in the morning before you even get started. And it will get your brain and body moving and ready for the day. The second thing that I do, number 2 of our 7 quick tips, is I live by my to-do list. I live by it. If it is not on my to-do list, I'm probably not going to do it. The reality is, my wife knows that if she wants to ask me to do something, whether it's to take the car into the shop or pick up something from the store, whatever it is, I have to put it on my to-do list, because that is the thing that I live by. My to-do list and my calendar, but even my calendar items are on my to-do list. So what I do is I have a online device. Well, it's not an online device. Let me back up. It's an app. All right. It is an app for the Mac and it's called Things, Things. And I've used that for a long time, maybe the last 8 years or so. I don't even use it to the maximum capabilities of what it can do. I use it the way that it works for me. And so there are all sorts of productivity tools and to-do lists that you can get for your phone and your computer and all of that. I just have it just on my laptop. I work on a phone, a laptop, and a desktop, and I have it on my desktop, and that's what I live by. I absolutely love it. I'm looking at it now, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I know that sounds crazy, but I love it. It helps me stay on track and keep moving forward. One of the things that I do is that I review my to-do list every night so it prepares me for the next day. I always know, okay, here's what I'm going to get started on the next morning. I never start a morning and go, I wonder what I should do for today. No, never, ever. I always know what I'm going to do the very next day. And one of the things that gives me the most incredible satisfaction is clicking the little box and checking an item off my to-do list. It feels incredible. It gives me great satisfaction. There are things that might even come up in the day that I don't have on my to-do list. Frankly, I'll create an item, I'll type it out, it takes me 2 seconds, and then I'll click the checkbox. Look, this is what I just did. It makes me feel so good. Yes. Imagine having a dose of inspiration delivered directly to your heart every single day. That's my intention when I send out the daily InspoText, an encouraging text message that arrives to your phone free of charge. I send quotes like, "Start from wherever you are with whatever you've got" by Jim Rohn. Then I'll add a couple of thoughts to help you reflect on your day. If you're interested, text me at 949-401-6090 and say, "Hello, Dave." And you'll get an automatic reply with a link where you can add yourself as one of my contacts. It's absolutely free, and of course, you can unsubscribe at any time. Go ahead, text me now, 949-401-6090. Say hello, and I'd love to start sending you a daily dose of inspiration. Yes, okay. So number 1, take a brisk walk. Number 2, I live by my to-do list. Number 3, I prioritize brain-heavy activities between 7 a.m. and 12 noon when I'm at my very best. And then I plan easier tasks in the afternoon. So between 7 and noon, that's when I do writing. That's when I do heavy thought process work for my business consulting clients. That's when, if I've got something to do that I just really, really don't want to do, like I just am dreading it for some reason, I do it between 7 and 12 because I know I'm at my very best. And then anything that are kind of like repetitive tasks or things that are just a bit mindless, errands that I have to run, all of that has to be done, frankly, preferably after 3 p.m. because that's when my brain kind of begins to shut down. So I prioritize all brain-heavy activities early in my day. Number 4, I block out time to work on projects that are important but not urgent. This is one of the most helpful but also painful tips of getting more done. There are projects that I work on that are not urgent. I'd much rather work on something urgent that would make somebody feel good when I say, "Hey, look, here it's done." And they give me a pat on the back and I'm like, "Yay." No, there are other projects that are more long-term projects. Curriculum for the Rise Up Business Academy, where I take entrepreneurs and business owners through a year-long training where I help them understand why they're in business, help them clarify who their target audience is, their ideal client, and how to develop a lead generation engine so that they can develop more and more sales. Okay, that process, that curriculum, that's important, but not urgent. It's not like somebody's going, "Hey, Dave, I need this done." No. It's something I'm producing on a weekly basis for those people that are in the Rise Up Business Academy program. I have to block out time to do that. I have to set aside blocks of time where I'm uninterrupted and I just focus on it, all right? It's not something I can do with a 15 minutes here or 30 minutes there. I got to block out the time. Tip number 5, I say no to most breakfasts and lunches, not the food. Okay, I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about breakfast and lunch appointments. People go, oh, Dave, can I pick your brain? Dave, can you help me with this? Can we talk through this item? And what I do instead is I offer assistance over the phone. Now, the first thing that I do is, hey, help me understand more about what you want to meet about. That's the first question. Second is, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do a breakfast or lunch. I have no problem saying that, by the way. Some of you are like, oh, how could I turn somebody? No, I could just say, hey, I'm not going to be able to do that, but I'd be happy to spend some time with you over the phone. I did that with somebody the other day who I am not like close friends with. I know him through kind of our mutual circles, and he has finished a documentary. And he said, Dave, I'd love to take you to lunch and pick your brain about documentaries, because he knows I've done 3 documentaries. I've got plus a feature film, a scripted feature film, and they've all had distribution. And he's like, basically, he wants to pick my brain for free. Okay, not a problem. I'm happy to help you because I know you as somewhat of a mutual friend, but I'm not going to take time to go to lunch with you. I'm not saying this to him, but I could. I'm not going to take time to go to lunch with you because that's going to take up probably 3 hours of my time in a day, of some of my most productive time. Instead, I offered him 1 hour over the phone. All right. Why? Because the lunch, I've got to think about, all right, I got to head to lunch in 15 minutes. Okay, I'm heading to lunch. Now it's going to take me 15 minutes to get there. Now it's going to sit there for probably an hour, hour and a half. Now it's going to be 15 minutes home. Then once I'm home, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm getting back into work for 15 minutes. It's going to end up being, 2.5, 3 hours of my day. Instead, I can offer 1 hour, which I'm happy to do, over the phone for free, and I helped him out tremendously. Yeah. And so, yet, I will tell you the other day, somebody else who I probably know less, but there was a potential for me to learn some things from him. Okay. He was asking to connect with me, but I wanted to learn some things from him. I said yes to that lunch, which was very rare for me. And I ended up spending 3 hours with him at lunch, and I learned a lot. And we had a great time together. Okay. But I'm telling you, that's a rare occasion. I say no to most breakfasts and lunches as an entrepreneur because I know that's going to cut into massive amounts of my time. Now, if it's an opportunity for me to network, if it's an opportunity for me to potentially connect in a business way, that might be a possibility. But that's not generally how my business works. Most of it is over phone, email, and Zoom. All right. Anyway, that's just me. This is not you. I'm just telling you, for me, how I generate more in a day. I say no to lunches and breakfast oftentimes. Number 6, I reward myself with a healthy snack, a stretch break, or a walk on the beach after completing a big task. If I have something to do, whether it involves accounting or some project that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to do this. I don't want to do this. And it could be part of my vision, but it's just the not fun parts of my vision. There are always things as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that you got to do that you go, this is just part of it. And then afterwards, I reward myself. I go grab some celery and some peanut butter, or maybe like a dried mango or something like that for a little healthy snack, or just take a little stretch break. I'll oftentimes go and grab the water hose and start watering my succulents as a way to just clear my mind. And it's a little reward in a healthy way for completing a big task. Number 7, I answer calls and emails quickly so that they don't pile up. I try to do that as much as possible. And other people have different philosophies on this, and perhaps it might be because I don't get a ton of calls or a ton of emails. But if I see something and I know I can knock it out right there, I just go ahead and knock it out. All right. Now, it might be a slight interruption to something that I'm doing. Other people go, oh, I only answer emails once a day at 4:00, whatever. That's fine. I have not tried that. It's not for me at this point. But if I see a call, if I see an email and I can knock it out quickly, bam, it's gone, it's over, it's done. I don't have to think about it. My inbox on my email only has emails that I still need to work on. All right. Currently in my inbox, I have 3 emails. Okay. 2 are accounting related, and 1 is of a new online app that I just signed up for that I need to take some action on. Everything else is done. I have zero anxiety around my inbox because I have only the items that I need to take action on. That is one of the ways that I get so much more done in the day. So let me recap these 7 quick tips that help me be more productive. Once again, by the way, this is my work style. I'm not saying this is prescriptive for everyone, but it is descriptive of my life at this season, and I have found it to be incredibly helpful. Number 1, take a brisk walk for 45 minutes before I work. Number 2, I live by my to-do list. If it's not on it, probably not going to do it. Number 3, I prioritize brain-heavy activities between 7 and noon, and then I plan easier tasks in the afternoon. Number 4, I block out time to work on projects that are important but not urgent. Number 5, I say no to most lunches and breakfasts. Breakfasts, I think is how you say that. Good grief. But I offer assistance via phone instead, if I feel like I should. Number 6, I reward myself with a healthy snack, stretch break, or walk on the beach after completing a big task. And number 7, I answer calls and emails quickly so that things don't pile up. Speaking of calls, I would be happy to jump on a call with you. If you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, or maybe you're just wanting to start a business and you're struggling in some way, you're trying to figure it out. You don't have a plan for how to grow your business or your marketing, and you're trying to figure out how to even put in consistent effort. You're going, man, I'm not sure. How do I do this? How do I integrate this in my life? I'd love to help you. You can book what we call a clarity call. It's absolutely free, and I will listen to what's going on in your business, including all the challenges. I'll provide you with some insight into how you can get started in your business, how you can scale your business, and how I can possibly help you if I think it's a good fit. You'll walk away with more clarity in your business and life, and I guarantee you that you will feel encouraged. So what you can do is you can choose a day and time that works for you at InspoRising.com/call. That's InspoRising.com/call, and I'd love to be able to speak with you. I want to remind you that you and I only have one life. And so many of us waste away precious minutes of our life scrolling through social media or just vegging out in front of some screen. You are in control of your schedule. You are, and you can maximize your time based on the vision that you have for your life, your career, and your business. And so my encouragement for you today is to take charge of your time and use it to fulfill the dreams in your heart. Hey, congrats on listening to another episode of Inspiration Rising. Why congrats? Because you're pouring education and inspiration into your mind and heart. And that's something we all need if we're going to grow our businesses and reach our goals in life. Now, if you enjoy Inspiration Rising, do us a favor, share it with a friend. Take a screenshot of your favorite episode and text it to them. Tell them to search for Inspiration Rising on their favorite podcast app and click subscribe. And if you haven't already, be sure to sign up for InspoText. That's our daily inspirational text messages. Just text me right now at 949-401-6090. That's 949-401-6090. Just say, hey, Dave, what's up? You'll get an automated reply with a link where you can add yourself as a contact. And of course, you can always unsubscribe. I want you to know today that you're inspired, empowered, and loved. Not because of the way you feel or what anyone else says about you, but because that's your true identity.